Hey, you. Yeah, you. Welcome to the Malaka podcast.
Kawhi Leonard. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been on this earth for about, let's say, I don't know, close to 40 years or so, something like that. But I've lived in Toronto the majority of my life, and we haven't witnessed a lot of miracles. I haven't, anyway. Like I said about the Toronto Maple Leafs, we haven't won a Stanley Cup since 1967. My dad was 10 years old at the time. He was woken up by my grandpa, and he just said, hey, the Leafs just won the cup. Ladies and gentlemen, no one has ever woken me up and said, hey, the Leafs have won the cup. The Raptors have won the NBA championship finals. But there's a very good chance in 2019 that could happen. And it's all because, not all because, I shouldn't say that, but a lot of it has to do with Mr. Kawhi Leonard. Now, let me tell you something a little bit about this guy. According to good old Wikipedia, Kawhi Anthony Leonard, born June 29th, 1991, is an American professional basketball player for the Toronto Raptors of the National Basketball Association, also known as the NBA. Leonard played 2 seasons of college basketball for the San Diego State's Aztecs. I think I said that right. He was a second-team All-American as a sophomore. He was selected by the Indiana Pacers with the 15th overall pick in the 2011 NBA draft, but was traded to San Antonio Spurs the same day. After 7 seasons with the Spurs, Leonard was traded to my beloved Toronto Raptors in 2018. Now, like I talked about the Toronto Raptors before, and other podcasts, I might have mentioned them as well. We all know that in the beginning of this season, we had new management. And the management decided, well, you know what? We're going to get rid of DeRozan. We're going to get rid of the number 1 coach. Everybody's pissed off. Everybody's like, what the fuck is going on? I mean, okay, we got knocked out, big deal. But I mean, do we have to start all over now? Or like, what's going on here? You know? But it all worked out in the end. Leonard was also named to the NBA All-Rookie First Team in 2012 and won the NBA Championship with the Spurs in 2014, when he was named the Finals Most Valuable Player, also known as MVP. He is a 3-time All-Star, has 2 All-NBA First Team selections, and 5 All-Defensive Team selections. Nicknamed the Claw, or the Claw with a K, he is known for his defensive skills and won the NBA Defensive Player of the Year award consecutively in 2015 and 16. First of all, I'm not going to lie, I've never heard him actually being called the Claw, although everybody can see the irony in this, because if you look at the Raptors logo, it is clearly a raptor claw clawing out the basketball. Like I said before, personally, I still miss the old Raptor when he was just taking the 1 step there holding the ball, but that's just me. You know, a lot of people, like I said before, gave a shit about that emblem, you know, looking too much like the New Jersey Nets, although the way we've been playing, I don't think we resemble the Nets at all. But that's another story. Now, Leonard, let's be honest, this guy is very reminiscent, dare I say, of Michael Jordan. I'm not saying he's the next Michael Jordan. I'm not saying he's like Michael Jordan, but there's a lot of similarities there, okay? The way he shoots, he's got a very soft shot. You can tell when he has the ball, when he's on court. He'll have the ball for, let's say, maybe 2-3 seconds. And you kind of get a sense of, okay, he's going to go all the way with it. He's going to take the shot. He's still feeling out the situation. But either way, he's always in control. Very calm and collective, you know. And I've been told he's a very funny guy. Although you wouldn't know it because the guy, he doesn't talk a lot. I mean, he does talk. I mean, obviously in the press conferences, you know, it's not like you can just, you know, sit there and be a mime, you know. But he's very calm. He's very cool. He's very collective. And I've always said that, you know, you don't have to talk a lot, you know, to get your point across, you know. You just have to act. And this guy just acts. I mean, this guy takes control. Since he's joined the Raptors, he has helped us achieve something that nobody thought this would ever happen or happen anytime soon. The Toronto Raptors are the first Canadian team to make it to an NBA final. Now, the Vancouver Grizzlies, they were in the league for a bit. Never really caught on, you know. Marijuana seems to be way more popular in Vancouver than basketball, but that's okay. It happens. But Toronto Raptors represents the whole Canadian atmosphere, the whole country. And Leonard has just brought this team up to championship status. And again, I'm not dissing anybody that's on the team right now. Everybody's pretty much stepped up their game. But Kawhi Leonard, I mean, the guy's almost like a, let's say, mystery wrapped in a riddle. In the sense where, like, on the court, like I said, he's very calm and collective. Same thing off the court. You know, like I said, I'm told he's funny. You know, Lowry said he's funny. I mean, Lowry, you know, and those two guys together are like the complete opposites. It's like the odd couple of basketball, almost. But you know what they say? Opposites attract. So maybe there's a reason why these two guys just click, you know? One's cool, one's calm and collective. The other one is, well, Lowry. And it just works. I mean, it's just an awesome combination. It's really cool. And, you know, for Lowry to be able to say, you know, like, oh, he's funny off the court, he's totally, you know, whatever, different, but it's like, is he that different? I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, see, that's the mystery. That's Leonard, you know, and again, that's why people are so fascinated with this guy, you know, like, he's not a loudmouth, he's not cocky, you know, he's very chill, you know, like, he made a comment the other day. He said something like, you know, in the end, basketball is 5-on-5 and it's 2 hoops. That's all it is. You know, he breaks it down to it being that simple. You know, the guy can drive in the paint. He can take the shot for 2 or 3. He's good under pressure. Obviously, he's good under pressure. Did you see that shot? Did you see that shot? The shot of the year. He shoots it. It hits the rim 4 times. Ding, 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 in. I mean, that, like, if that's not, first of all, the sports play of the year, if not possibly of the decade, I don't know what is. So that alone makes him a legend. I mean, that puts him up there with Vince Carter for sure. I mean, it's just awesome so far what he's done. And, you know, he always has this, like, serious face on him, like this game face. I mean, you rarely see him smile. You rarely see him laugh. And, you know, and that laugh, I mean, that laugh is, I mean, I talked about this before, but, you know, it's I tried to reenact it. I couldn't do it, you know. It's like, you know, he was at that press conference in the beginning of the year, you know. Man, I don't even see where you are, man. Like, I can't do it. I can't. It is a fucking awesome laugh, but who gives a shit? You know, I mean, the guy can laugh like Dr. Claw. Did Dr. Claw ever laugh? No, that was a bad example. What about, okay, like a Dr. Evil? Like, anyways, he can laugh at whatever the fuck he wants. It doesn't matter. He's provided such great leadership for this team. And maybe all this time, this is what like the Raptors needed, you know? And I'm not saying like we didn't have leaders before, but you know, I mean, leaders that just not only perform in like clutch situations, but someone that like everybody can relate to. I almost hate to talk about this, but you know, I'm sure you know a lot of people already know this already. But when he was growing up, he was very close to his dad, and you know, his dad made sure that he worked hard off and off the court. If anything, he didn't even want to play basketball. He started playing football in the beginning, and he just later on started going into basketball. And his dad owned a car wash, and his dad really wanted to make sure that he knew the value of a dollar. He knew how to work hard. And he was with him there every day from the crack of sunrise to most days at night, you know. And I've been to car washes, you know. I've never worked at a car wash, but I know what goes in there. I mean, it's a lot of hard work. If you're washing the cars by hand and, you know, you're constantly on the move all day. So, you know, you're working your ass off. So, and, you know, unfortunately, his father was shot down at his own car wash. And to this day, they still have no idea who shot him. And, you know, sorry, I mean, it personally, it really does hurt me. I do hate talking about this. I really do. It pains me because, like, I'll be honest with you, like, the last couple of years, I feel I've gotten closer to my dad. Now, I'm not saying my dad, like, ever left or, you know, we were really distant or anything, but, you know, there's a time where, you know, you grow up in, like, your mid-20s and you don't know really what to do in life, and you know, you're not sure if, you know, your dad or even your mom like understands you, you know, but you just want them to like have your back and everything. And a lot of times I felt that like my dad didn't always have my back, or just more like he didn't understand me, you know. So, you know, but I'm really glad over the years that like we've kind of come over that, and you know, we've grown closer, you know. But Leonard and his dad always had this like really good bond. I mean, you could just tell, you know, like I was doing my research and you just, you know, like you just have the vibe that like these two were just really close. And, you know, to lose your dad over, you know, something like this is just absolutely horrible. And like even my dad said this story to me, and like I didn't believe it, and I had to do my research after. And even my dad says, you know, some days you can just, you know, you can see it on his face, you know. And you know, and I can't blame him. I mean, you know, so for him to, you know, I'm not gonna say overcome this, because it's something you never overcome. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, this is something that you'll never get past. And you know, it just sucks for anybody that would have to go through this. And you know, I feel for him a lot, man. You know, like I really do. You know, but for him to like just still go out there, like every day, go out there, practice and play games, and you know, support your team, and you know, be that leader. You know, and I'm sure his dad probably taught him a lot about that, and that's why he's such a great player, like off and off the court, or off and on the court. I'm sorry, I'm just getting a little choked up here. I'm sorry, guys, but yeah, it really sucks. I mean, you know, but you know, at the same time, you know, he's being able to persevere throughout all this, and you know, the guy's a really strong guy. I mean, you know, so I just wanted to put that out there, and you know, tell people, look, you know, don't judge a book by its cover. Don't just think this guy is just about you know, being serious, or he's not trying to be social or nothing like that, or he's just focused on the game. I mean, people have other shit on their minds too. So, you know, just know that. A lot of people always forget too, where when you win a championship in any league, NHL, NBA, NFL, whatever, you get to meet the president. So, you know, imagine a kid, growing up, and you winning a championship in 2014, and you get probably one of the coolest presidents of all time, Barack Obama. I still wish he was president, but anyways, telling you congratulations. I mean, if that's not a sign you made it, I don't know what is. Going from that almost jaw-dropping pain moment when he was playing Golden State, where he took the shot and he landed around his foot, and you can tell like he just landed on the one foot, like not both of them. Like you could just tell, like when he went down, he was just in agonizing pain. I mean, people were like, "Oh shit, is this gonna affect his career? Is he out for a week? Is he out for a month?" I mean, who knows? Even that one drive he took to the hoop against Portland, and he jumped in the air, and he literally landed right on his back, man. I mean, fuck. Ah, oof. That looked even more painful than the leg. I mean, holy shit. I mean, I gotta figure, watching this video, it looked like his back was at least 5, maybe even 6 feet from the ground. So landing from that distance, I mean, that looked like it fucking killed, man. But even after all that, he just kept going. Years later, he was quoted in saying, "I don't care about fame. I'm playing to have fun." So on some level, I mean, it's just, he obviously cares about the game, and he goes out there and plays his heart out. It seems like every fucking game, but at the same time, he just still sees it as just the game. He's just out there to, have some fun and, see where it goes. That's a great attitude. And a lot of people, like I said before, they look at him and, oh, why isn't he saying more? Like, why is he, so whatever? I mean, like, not everyone's a big personality. You know what I mean? Like I said before, I mean, you don't know what a person's been through in life, and, just take it as it is. I mean, he's so focused, But like I said before, like when he takes that shot, I mean, to me personally, it's just reminiscent of Jordan. I mean, that soft shot. I told my dad, like, when he started playing in the beginning of the year, when he would just take that fadeaway soft jumper. I mean, it's I don't know. I'm reminiscent of the '90s with Jordan. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but that's just the way I see it. And he's such a great defensive player too. Not only can he be an awesome forward, but the guy can defend like nobody's business. In 2014, when San Antonio won in Game 5, I mean, he held down LeBron big time. Like, there's a moment on the bench where it shows LeBron, and he's just like, he looks frustrated as fuck, And LeBron James, I've always said that, like, if you take Michael Jordan and if he had a kid with Shaquille O'Neal, that's LeBron James. So, to be able to hold him down, and that's pretty amazing. And I think we all know what happened after, which is probably why LeBron James wants him on the Lakers. But, anyways, I'll get to that in a bit. But, yeah, I mean, like I said, is he the best player in the league right now? As of right now, I mean, I'd probably have to say so. Yeah, for sure. At this moment, absolutely. He's probably the best player in the league. That's not to take away from, guys like Kevin Durant or LeBron James, but just the way this Raptor team is going, and what Leonard, what's the difference there? I mean, him and just the way he's playing, it really shows he's probably the best player in the league. But he's not cocky about it. Like, he's not, he's so chill, he's just, I mean, the guy is cool as a cucumber, as my dad would say. And, I'm very interested to see what's going to happen with him versus Golden State. And, a lot of people wonder, like, why is he so good? I mean, like, how did he get so good? And I was actually looking up a couple facts, and, they were talking about the points and blah, 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 whatever. But one thing I found interesting was they said a handshake with Leonard is one to be remembered. According to the New York Times, Leonard's hand measures 11.25 inches across from thumb to pinky and 9.75 inches long. This is a staggering 52% wider than the average man's hand. Though Leonard stands at 6'7", his wingspan is listed as 7'3". Ladies and gentlemen, I love the fact that just reading this fact is awesome. But at the same time, like, knowing that this guy, probably the best player in the league right now, is on the Toronto Raptors, my beloved Toronto Raptors, is just phenomenal. And you can just see by this stat, alone. It's like when they found out when Michael Phelps had web feet, obviously if someone has web feet, it's going to make him swim more like a fish. This guy's got, a bigger hand here, and now he can probably grip the ball better, shoot it better. He's got the wingspan of a 7'3". This is insane. Like, this is insane. The guy is, he's trained and built for this shit. This is fucking awesome. So, like I said, I'm really looking forward to what the Toronto Raptors can do against Golden State, and so are a lot of people. So are a lot of Americans, apparently. I got to address this situation because, don't get me wrong, I wanted to do a podcast based on Leonard, of course, and, everything I could find out about him. But one thing that's just really fucking pissing me off is that, first of all, we're still in the playoffs. Okay, Leonard is still a Toronto Raptor, and yet the Americans, for some reason, cannot let this shit go. That they're still talking about, oh, where's he gonna go next season? Is he gonna go somewhere else? Dude, we're still in the fucking playoffs. He's still a Raptor. First of all, what makes you think that Leonard wants to go off the Raptors? What makes you think he wants to leave? He didn't want to leave San Antonio. I didn't hear anything about that. The trade just happened, So now it's like, okay, well, like I'm saying, I'm not anti-American, nothing like that, but it's on some level, it's gotta bother the Americans that, first of all, that a Canadian team is in the playoffs, and a lot of it is because of Leonard, so that just must be burning their asshole, but at the same time, I saw one show, whatever, and the guy said something like, is it, he's talking to, I think, the owner of the NBA, whatever, and, he's like, well, do you find it awkward that Canada has a team? Like awkward? Fuck you, awkward. The fuck are you talking about, awkward? Are you guys aware that basketball was invented by a Canadian? Are we not entitled to one fucking team? Okay, Vancouver didn't work out. Okay, like I said, whatever. But Are you guys that fucking arrogant to say something like that? To say that, like, Canada isn't worthy of an NBA team, implying that we don't know anything about basketball? You know, I was waiting for a fucking igloo or fucking hockey joke, you know? I mean, because that's what it sounds like it's getting to. The game started here. And it looks like by the end of this year, or by the end of the summer anyway, or in the next month, whatever, it could very well end here in a championship. I'm trailing off, I know. But it just pisses me off, you know, I mean, it's not even over yet, the playoffs, and they're just assuming, you know, like he wants to go. First of all, let's just analyze this. Okay. So last year, Leonard's been playing for the Raptors. We all know that. He's been kicking some serious ass. In many ways, he's the leader of the team. Lowry too. You know, him and Lowry are basically, like I said, the odd couple of the Raptors organization, you know, but it works. It's fucking awesome. Why the fuck would he want to leave? That's the question. It's not that where's he going to go? Why the fuck would he want to leave? Do you really think that Leonard wants to go to LA and be with LeBron James and play second fiddle to him? No offense to LeBron James, but I said this before. I said this even before the year began. LA will not make the playoffs, and they didn't. Who do they got? They got a very young team. They got some good young prospects on there. You know, Lonzo Ball, okay, whatever. I mean, I don't know. That guy's dad is nuts. I don't know if he thinks he can beat Jordan on one-on-one, whatever. But anyways, like he's not going to go there and be the number one dude. But again, that's not Leonard's style anyway, to be the number one guy. He wants to be just known. Like he wants to be, you know, just acknowledged of all his talents and, you know, just to be heard. You know, he does want to lead at the same time, but he wants everyone on the team to lead. You think that's going to happen if he goes to LA with LeBron James? It's not going to happen. He's always going to be second. Always. Even if he plays better than LeBron James, which is a very good chance that could happen, it's not going to happen. It's still going to be LeBron James's Lakers. LeBron, I love you, man, but you should have stayed in Cleveland, or I don't know. Maybe you should go after someone else who is more realistic. I don't know. I'm assuming Irving or Durant is probably going to go there. You know, I don't know. But I'm telling you right now, no team has a chance of getting Leonard. No one. Why? Because he's got a great situation here. Why would he want to leave? If I could just speak to Kawhi Leonard one-on-one, I'm sure he'll never hear this, but I just want to say this. You seem like a really good-hearted guy. Like when you're playing on the court, you're an awesome player. Like I said, I haven't seen anybody move like that since Jordan. And I'm not saying you're the next Jordan, but you have the potential to be one of the best players of all time. And I would love it if you stay on the Raptors. Even if you don't end up winning this year against Golden State, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Like, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I really, you know, I would love to see, you kick some serious ass against Golden State. Me personally, I think the Raptors are going to win it in 6. That's just me. But you know, like I said, man, I feel that you're a really good-hearted dude, and, you know, Toronto's a great city, and, you know, like I said before, the Toronto Raptors just don't represent Toronto. They represent Canada in the NBA. And you got a lot of people that love you, man. You got a lot of people that, you know, support you all the way. I'm sure your teammates love you, and management loves you. And, you know, I would love it if you would stay. So, you know, despite what happens after this year, I mean, I hope everybody here has treated you well. You know, I'm sure they have. And, you know, this year you've done what so many people thought that the Raptors could never do, and you know, probably people thought it was going to take even longer than it did, and you accomplished that for us, and for that I just want to say thank you. And you know, you have the potential to, be part of something really special here in Toronto. And like I said before, and I'll say it again, no one expects you to be the next Michael Jordan, but you could definitely create a dynasty like Jordan did in the 90s for the Chicago Bulls, for the Toronto Raptors. I mean, there's so much potential here. We got so much talent. And, I know you've been through a lot in your life, and you've been able to, just fight through all that. And, it's really special watching you play. Like, it really is, The game for a while, I feel, in the NBA. I mean, I'm not saying that like people haven't provided like special moments or anything like that, but I mean, this is just really cool. I mean, like, for everybody to be talking about this, not just Canada, but just to get everybody in the States and in the world, riled up about you. I mean, this is just awesome. I mean, you've created something here really special. So I hope at the end of this year, no matter what happens, you stay with us. And, I promise you it'll be something really special and something you will remember for the rest of your life. So I just want to say, thank you very much for all the memories so far, and I hope they don't stop. And good luck to you, your family, your friends, everybody that's around you. Always stay positive like you always are. And if you ever need a good shoulder rub when Drake is done with the coach, I'm sure he'll give you a good pat on the back as well. But anyways, we love you, man. Thank you very much for everything so far, and good luck in the finals. Toronto loves you. Kawhi Leonard.